Uh, what's up, my weebs? I am, the Prince of Weebs here, and welcome back to my channel. So, before we start this video off, I would like to say, let's hit, uh, let's try to get 15 likes on this, and I'll continue the series. And subscribe if you're new, blah blah blah, YouTube stuff, and yeah, I'm gonna be adding another series too. Cause I asked, did any of you want me like to make a cooking series at the end of the last video? But I knew not the one person was gonna last that long, so I'm just gonna make a Banish series. It's gonna be pretty good. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I'll let y'all choose one more time. Like you can choose any series. I don't really care. Reincarnation series. Like as long as it's not My Hero Academia, because even though I like the show, I need to rewatch it again so I can get my memory back, so I can actually make the what if. But basically any other show or any other what if I can probably do, especially Naruto's. I'm pretty sure I got any of these Naruto's. I could do them, and even like if you're into Black Clover, I could do that too. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So we last left off when Naruto and Sasuke, Sai, and all of them were about to run into the Forest of Death. So immediately they would start running in, and like after I'll say a good 10 minutes, Naruto would notice that he's gonna follow Sasuke. Sai would kind of know well, Sai would definitely know what Sasuke was just about to catch on when they were running into a gigantic purple snake named Mamba. Now, no one could actually see this because Orochimaru placed a seal around the forest of death, so like it just looked normal. But that was it, and Mamba was gigantic. So instead of actually fighting Mamba, like, cause it confirmed that it was Orochimaru because Orochimaru is the only one who could summon that, but they only confirmed it for Naruto because he's a mega prodigy. So what he did was he used a secret technique that he's been saving up. So let me do a time, let me do I forgot what it's called. A rewind. No, it's not called the time rewind. What am I? Okay, I'm sorry for going on, but let's do a flashback. That's what it's called. And let's go back until when Naruto was about to graduate the academy. He would be approached by a guy named Mizuki, and this guy would say, "Hey Naruto, you even though you did pretty good because he was the top of the class and all that stuff, he said you still did not pass, but you could pass if you got the scrolls chilling." Now Mizuki picked him because he thought that nobody else in the class could actually make it in there with Minato and actually take the scrolls chilling. Unlike how he thought, the third Hokage, Hiruzen, was pretty old and weak, so a kid could actually get in there. So that's what I thought his plan was. But other than that, you know, he just picked Naruto because he was Minato's son also. So Naruto would steal the scroll pretty easily, and he would just run body flicker outside the building because he just body flickered there and body flickered out of there, and he was masking his presence the best that he could, so even Minato couldn't sense it. But he just body flickered in, body flicker out so fast that even if anyone could sense it, it'd be just like a little bit. But no one comes close to sensing it in this world. The only person that could even sense it is Naruto himself. And yeah, he would just, go into the forest and just start looking inside. And he would find four secret techniques that he liked. And I will tell you two of them. One of them is the Rasengan, and one of them is the Shadow Clone Jutsu, which he used inside of the battle against Kakashi for the bell test. But now, other than that, he would just, kill Mizuki by, Mizuki popping up and saying, Naruto, give me that scroll, you demon. And Naruto doesn't like being called a demon because he thinks that that's below him. Because he thinks that, like, vampires, or he knows this in how he said it. Like, he knows in parentheses, I can't say that word today. He knows in parentheses that vampires are, above demons and all of that. So, he gets pretty mad at this, and he would use a secret technique that he's been saving up since he was a kid. He's been, I said that he has this little thing called a water spear, and it gets better over time. His chakra gets better. So, he would take this, and he was combining with a Rasengan, basically making a water style Rasengan. But since the water spear was basically already a Rasengan anyway, he would basically take it, and when he smashed it into Mizuki, instead of like just making like a twist on his body, first of all, his whole body would twist around like in the rotation of the Rasengan about 10 times before he would fly back with a shoot of water going straight through his heart. So piercing his heart and then piercing through all his bones, he would die from the Rasengan mixed with this water spear, and Mizuki would be dead. And Naruto would take the body to, take the scroll and Mizuki's body to Minato and tell him what happened, but he would lie about, he wouldn't say that he got anything out of the scroll ceiling, and that was basically it. So let's go back into real time. So, he's about to, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sai is about to run into Mamba's mouth, and, they all know that it's Orochimaru now, because Naruto, told them. And enemy, as soon as they're about to go into Mamba's mouth, they basically already in his mouth, but like they're not at the same time because he didn't close his mouth, but they're already in there. He would grab one aside and Sasuke, and he would use one of the four techniques. Flying Raijin. Now let me tell you how he can actually use it so far. So how he actually used it inside of the Forest of Death to get away and not escape the Forest of Death. Before, like when Uncle left to go get all the kids for the Forest of Death, he threw a whole bunch of kunai inside of the Forest of Death and made sure that he was, made sure that he didn't make any noise with him, or made sure that there wasn't any chakra so Uncle could sense him. And before he left, I learned this in the comments last night. It's not blood loss, it's blood lust. So yeah, he would use blood lust as that's how you want to do it. And he would, make Orochimaru shiver a little bit, but Orochimaru would not think it was Naruto. He would just think it was like a low key Mamba, because Mamba don't like him. But he thought he thought he was like stronger than Mamba, but it doesn't even matter. And he would just be kind of shivered for a little bit. He'd be stunned for a good 2 minutes, and they give enough time for Naruto to disappear with the flying Raijin in the colors of black and blue, because his hair is black and his cape is blue. So he's just gonna disappear in black and blue. And that's the only colors that you would be able to see anyway. So doing this, he would end up basically almost at the tower, because that's how far he threw his kunai into the forest of death without actually going inside of it. He would basically be at the tower, and he would too remember that he needed a scroll. So he would be like, "Hold on, guys, just wait here really quick. I'll be back in a second." And in the span of like, you know, let's about 5 seconds, he would find a team, about like searching for chakra, and it was just a random cannon fodder team. Like let's say there's three of the teams, but one of them actually got a scroll. So like one of them actually have two scrolls. So for three teams, two of them with one scroll and one of them with two scrolls. Naruto would know, like he would say, "Let me test out something that I've been working on," and he would take his Sage six powers that he's been training, because the Sage pick six powers had every single KK Genkai. I'm pretty sure he would take that and he would combine every single KK Genkai. He would combine wood style, fire style, which is like him making a Madarasu. He would do particle style. He would do ice style, water style, lava style, everything that you can imagine, and everything would mix until it becomes something harder than obsidian, titanium, anything like that. It would get super like adamantium too. I'm pretty sure that's what Iron Man shoot made out of. Oh, I forgot what it's made to. Or adamantium is like the strongest metal in the world, something. but like it would be strong. It'd be stronger than anything. It'd be stronger than bedrock. Something that's I'm pretty sure it's not. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's impossible to break unless you have like a bedrock pickaxe or something to break something like that in real life, by the way. But it would be literally impossible to break, and off of it would be coming off a lot of chocolate. But since the barrier is above, the force of death, no one would know that it's there unless they're inside of it, and you know, it would be gigantic, and everything would be mixing, and so it would be just like a gigantic, super hot rock, and it'd be super hard because all the things combined, and it would just fly down on a team that had the scrolls, and it would just make a gigantic explosion and a low key earthquake. But the earthquake was pretty. It was like a pretty big earthquake that made everybody inside the forest of death fall, except for Naruto. And even Orochimaru and Mamba fell. Mamba was just holding his head up, but his head fell, and Orochimaru fell. That's how big the earthquake was. And as you can think, Naruto only aimed it at the people. It's basically like Orochimaru. It's basically like a Mataratsu. It just cleared up only the people, and the scrolls fell down, and Naruto stayed up. And even Gaara fell, if you're wondering. Even Gaara fell. And Naruto would grab the scrolls, and immediately they would just walk inside of the tower, place them down, and out comes Kakashi, um, Iruka, and Rin. That's who all came out to greet him. And basically, they would say, "Congratulations, you're the first people here." Kakashi would say that he did better. And Naruto would say, "I actually studied you, stop lying." And then Kakashi would say, "Why'd you have to ruin my fun, Naruto? You just have to study, don't you?" And Naruto is just like, yes. He's pretty confused because he thought studying is just like a lifestyle because that's basically all his mother made him do. Even though Mima and Mito didn't have to do it because they were so called, you know, the childs of prophecy and all of that. So yeah, Naruto would go on in after they were talking, and Naruto immediately after he got his room number, he would go into his room. Let's say an hour passed. Naruto has been meditating for like an hour, but inside of his head, it would be like a day talking to Kurama and training because let's say they take longer. It's out of his mindscape. So yeah. So after getting done training with Kurama, he would just be sitting there a little bit, just talking to Kurama about to leave. And Sasuke is just chilling outside of his door, being weird, waiting on him to come out or something so he can just go jump on him. Well, she can just go jump on him, no homo. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that sus stuff over here. We ain't with that big fam, no homo. No, wait, pause, none of that. Alright, so, there will also be a girl walking by, coincidentally, too, like at the exact same time that, Sasuke was about to put, her ear on the door to listen to what Naruto was about to do. And Tamari would walk past, and for before she said anything, she was trying to see who Sasuke was spying on, and she would just, since Naruto chakra, and she would automatically remember this because this is the only person that made Gaara run, and of course she's gonna remember the person that made Gaara run, because that's pretty insane if you're gonna make Gaara run. So you know she would say, "Nah, nah, that's mine," and Sasuke wouldn't understand what Tamara was gonna was saying until she said you can't have him, and then Sasuke was like, "Oh, do you actually want to do this?" And instead of fighting, they would kick the door down, quite literally, and they would run and go jump on Naruto, waking him up. And the first thing Naruto did, like they were still hugging him, but the first thing he did, he would just like basically he would take he don't need hand sensor. Like he would just make the door go back up using wood, and he would just put it back using wood. And like Tamari wouldn't notice this, and Sasuke would not do this because they were too busy trying to see who can hug him the best. And let's say that happens. They grow a better relationship. Let's say that Naruto and Sasuke and Tamari, let's say that like Naruto gets in a relationship with both of them. So now he has him a little mini harem. So yeah, he's in a relationship with both of them. Cause somebody told me to actually either make Sasuke a boy again or put Tamari in the ship. I'm like, yeah, let me go and put Tamari in the ship. I wanted to do it anyway. So yeah, now she's in the ship. So um yeah, let's say since Naruto and Gaara got there in the same day, the first day. Let's say after after they got together, let's say the second day, they spent the night together. Sasuke, Tamari, and Naruto. I'm gonna say what they did because I'm pretty sure if you're over the age of like 18, or actually probably like over the age of like 13, probably you probably know what I'm talking about. I don't even gotta, I don't even gotta say it, but you know what they're doing. You know what they did. And let's just skip because it's not 18 only. I could make one, but it's not 18 only. Let's skip to the third day, which is the tuning preliminaries, tuning exam preliminaries. Now, when they get there, Mima and Mito got there too. Like they got there third, and they would say like they were wondering who got there before them because Kushina said, you know, who got there. Kushina said that they were third. Mima and Mito said who got here before us, blah blah blah. They would get mad at Naruto because he's just that good, and you know, uh, they said they would get mad at. Well, they wouldn't get mad at Gaara because they thought that he deserved it because he has a be doing them, and they don't know, and he knows pain just like they do, even though they're spoiled, and the only pain that they ever knew was not getting their candy or something. I don't know. I guess they think that's what the Jim Jerky's pain is, but they have no idea. And yes, Kushina at this point she's starting to lose the grudge, but at the same time she's still like pretty. She pretty much still got the entire grudge, but she's starting to lose it. And let's go back to like let's go back to like the beginning. So immediately before the preliminaries even start, everybody's staring at Naruto because right now he's not in his classic blue clothes or like with the blue cloak on with the Uchiha symbol on the back and the vest and all of that. Because right now he's just not rocking it. Because they're surprised he's not rocking it because he's been wearing that for a little bit now. He would now be wearing an all black leather jacket, or yeah, leather jacket that would go down to his knees, and he would have black jeans on. And because he's shiesty, the black forces, the black forces, you can't rock all black without the black forces. Yeah, let's say that he invented forces, and everybody's thinking that they look pretty cool, or they're probably thinking that they want Skechers or something. I don't know. Um, you know, I think that they would be wondering why is Naruto like this, and then something strange will happen. Like there was something strange. Like they would see his eyes turn red, but not the Sharingan. It was just they were just turning red a little bit. You can see like he got his eyes closed, but they could just see a red glow under his eyes. Although they're not the Sharingan, they're still red eyes. And then he would open his eyes and they would be black. So they're wondering what's going on because usually his eyes are blue. So but it was a genjutsu over his eyes. So that's the crazy part about it. And you know his eyes are technically still blue, but they're super 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 dark blue now because he lost all joy and stuff. So they're super dark blue, but they're so dark blue that they look black. That they look black, and that's it about it. Like that's the only thing I can say that's wrong with them, and that's pretty much it. They would decide to you know get on with the preliminaries. So Naruto would you know Naruto would um just be standing there waiting on people to to do their fights, and Sasuke would go first. So Sasuke would say, uh "Trust me, Naruto, I want to win this fight." And and Sasuke at the beginning, he would say, "I'm just gonna use 50% of my power to beat you." And the other guy who just would take and try to be like, "There's no way you can beat me." And as soon as the proctor says go, the fight is basically already over because Sasuke would take his Sharingan, body flicker. It's not as good as Shisui or Naruto. You can basically still see him. It's like basically like Rock Lee running speed when he when he had his weights on with like his weights. Let's say he took off one weight, that'd be like his his body his speed with his body flicker. That'd be that'd be Sasuke's speed with his body flicker. He would be up here behind, the man in a flash, and then you would just hear basically like 1,000 birds or something like that, and then the man just be spitting out blood, and you would just see Sasuke behind him with the you know with the with the heart in his hand, because he grabbed it out. It didn't disappear or anything. It didn't disintegrate. He just grabbed it out of his back, and immediately they would call Sasuke the winner. Now, the next match, like all matches would go as canon. Tomorrow would still whoop everybody. Guard would still whoop Rock Lee, but it's still like he didn't really whoop him. It's just like he low key went rage. Let's be honest. Rock Lee would have won that fight if Guard didn't have a tailed beast, because Rock Lee was beating him. Guard just got hacked, so I'm not gonna cap, bro. God, even though Guard one of my favorite characters, he got hacked because like that shield protection stuff, like, bro, that is straight hacks. And like, if they would have kept it like that, it would have been very overpowered. So I guess that's why they made him die for a little bit, and so they know like you can get past Guard's protection and all of that. So you know, I was pretty sad when he died. But other than that, let's think about the present. So it's right now, right now it's the last fight of the day. It would be Naruto versus Kiba. Everybody's thinking Kiba's gonna win this fight, no matter what. It's up Kakashi, Sasuke, Sai, and Minato, because Minato believes in his son. So this is where it gets juicy. So Kiba would hop down with okay, Akamaru. He would hop down and he would say, um, we get to fight the demon, and Naruto would still not be down there yet, and and he would say, I guess the demon's scared of me, and everybody would start laughing, but out of nowhere, and in the appearance of black crows and bats, Naruto would flock into appearance, and the reason that he had crows is because basically, he wanted to keep Seizui's legend going, so he kept the crows, and he would just appear with his eyes closed, and they noticed something weird. As soon as the proc, like they know all the Jonin, and even Kakashi noticed something weird was going on, but they didn't think of anything. They just thought it was just like, hey, Naruto's power. And then as soon as the man said go, Kiba would be charging up his his beast transformation, until Naruto would immediately you know his hair would start to grow longer and longer and longer. And Kakashi and everybody would think this weird, cause like, how's your hair just growing? But Naruto, his hair would just keep growing and growing until at the end he would shake his hair off, and they would notice some red things coming off his hair, and it would be blood that he had got from when he killed Zabuza and all of them. And now this is another comment that I'm about to use too. Someone told me to give Naruto a special weapon that he had collected, and everyone who watched the entire last episode know what this is. Naruto would use Taijutsu to bring out of to bring out something called Zabuza's sword, the Executioner's blade, and he will now have it in his possession. So Naruto having the Executioner's blade, he would immediately he would immediately just start charging up blood loss inside the blade, because I'm pretty sure charging blood loss or killing intent inside the Executioner's blade makes it stronger. So he would start doing that, and he would rush. Well, not rush Kiba. Kiba would start to rush him because his beast transformation and his Fang over Fang is done. So yeah, hold on. Let me pause something. I got a distraction. Yeah, sorry, I had to pause it real quick, but yeah, yeah. So Kiba would start rushing Naruto because his beast transformation was done, and he would start rushing using Fang over Fang. So doing this, Kiba would be rushing really fast, like let's say, let's give him a boost in speed. Let's say he'd be rushing really fast, and basically only people that are really worth like supposed to be tuning or higher I can see this. So basically Tamari, Gara, Kankuro, because all of them I'm pretty sure they're already basically tuning, like tunings. Sasuke, Neji, Shikamaru, um I guess Mima and Mita, I'll let them do it. And all the tunings, Jonis, and especially the Hokage should see this. And Naruto could see this too. He would see this comment, so he wouldn't know without even moving. He would just disappear when 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 Kiba tried to rush him, cause he does not like Kiba, but at the same time he's still charging up his executioner's blade. So like let's say he kept dodging Kiba for about 2 minutes until his executioner's blade was all charged up. Now, this was the only power given to him because let's say that he created all the blades, and this is the only power given to him. So, if you put enough bloodlust inside of your sword, then basically it will become very overpowered. Especially the executioner's blade, his favorite blade, well, his second favorite blade, but one of his favorite blades. It was so powerful because like how he did it, he would put so much bloodlust inside of it that the sword would turn all black, and he would do something. He would say, "Summon Zabuza Momochi," and this is an ability that he got from his book of the ceilings. He didn't really say summon. It was more like, "Come here, hands on, summon." And because you have to fake the hand signs, he actually doesn't need it. And then he said summon, so I was Momochi because he didn't say Edo Tensei because like he didn't he when Zabuza came out, he wasn't an Edo Tensei, and he didn't come out of a coffin. He came out of his basically it was like his body shape thing, but it was all black. And then when they opened up, it wasn't a coffin or anything. But when it opened up, Zabuza was basically just reincarnated, and it was basically Naruto's, one of Naruto's summons now. And Naruto wouldn't even have to say nothing. He would just say Zabuza, you know, in his head, like out loud, he wouldn't have to say nothing, but he would just say, Zabuza, can you just go like deal with that man over there and give him Zabuza a sword. Zabuza would feel all the bloodlust, and he would be low key scared. But since he shouldn't be able to sense bloodlust, that's why he's scared. He shouldn't be able to sense it while he's like basically dead. So that's why he's scared. It's just that much. He sensed a lot of it too. So he would start running at Sasuke, and he would notice that his blade is lighter, but for some reason it's heavier. So like it's lighter for him to carry, but it's the heavier to everybody else. And he would just take it and like, full force, like full Zabuza's force. He would take it and cut Kiba into like a million pieces, like over and over again until Minato said stop. And Kiba's mom was there too, and she was mad because Naruto just killed her, and she was just like tell the Hokage that the demon just killed my son and all that stuff. And Naruto would be like, oh, that's ironic because Salazar is a demon. I mean, and she'll be like, that's not who I'm talking about. And she'll be mad. She'll be yelling at Naruto. Naruto wouldn't care. So after his match, he would just go over to the stance. He would get kissed by Sasuke and Tamari, and everybody would be wondering when did this even happen. And God would be like, how is he dating my sister? And Itachi, let's say Itachi would be watching, and Itachi would be Loki, Loki like he'd be happy but mad at the same time that Naruto is dating his little sister because he's an overprotective brother, but he thinks of Naruto as basically a little brother anyway, but not in that way, not in that way, not in the way that he thought of Sasuke like a little brother or Shisui as a brother. Like he thought of him like as like a little brother that would be able to, the type to date Sasuke anyway. Like he thought him as his future brother, basically his step brother and all of that stuff. But ain't no stuck or anything, none of that, big fella. Um, he would start, he would just, you know, Itachi would just start to leave as Naruto after he got his kisses because that's what he wanted. He would just dip too, not caring what Kiba's mom was saying. But Minato, he had to deal with it. He didn't really like. He cared because he cared about all his villagers, but he wasn't gonna go confront Naruto about it because when you signed the thing, like you signed the paper to say like if you die is not the least fault, and he told Kiva's mom that, but she didn't care. She just kept talking, so he didn't care either, and that's basically it for this part. So, um, as as somebody else that I know as a YouTuber would say, that's the end of this section, but not the video. I seen two. So, um, so as I said last scene, Naruto will be heading home, and like cause he loves, the swimming exams, he'd be heading home, and he would just go to sleep because he would not care. But somehow, some way, Sasuke got into bed, and Tamari did too. Naruto would wake up the next morning, see them two on him. He would like try to wake them up. They would both be begging for 5 more minutes. He would wait 5 more minutes. They would all get dressed, and Naruto, Tamari, and Sasuke would all head out. And yeah. So, what did she said? So he would be heading towards, like he would tell Tamari and Sasuke to go like do something just so they could leave him really quickly. So he would head towards the Hokage's office to ask can he leave to go, like so he can ask can he leave to go train for a little bit for the entire month. Now, yeah. So now he would go inside and immediately he would see basically everybody that he hates except other than villagers. He would see Minato, Kushina, Mema, Mito, Jiraiya, and Tsunade. So when he opened the door, he was just like, "Nah, fam." He hold back Naruto. Otherwise, you're gonna kill all of these people. So he stopped. So he wouldn't kill anybody, and he would say, um, so Lord for and then Minato he would just stop him right there. He'd be like, Naruto, please call me father. And Naruto would just start off by saying this. He would be like, Lord for if I may speak freely, and he would say, um, Minato would say yes, and then Naruto would say, look, Lord for I will never call you father again because you betrayed me. Even though you had less like you wanted to keep me there more than mother, you still ended up giving me away. So just like trying to put me in an apartment. But you know what? I don't even live there. I live with somebody else, someone better than you that I will call father one day. And that'll be my kid's grandfather and all of that. Now before you or mother, if you before you try to say anything if you even do. I'm pretty sure you got a grudge against me for some weird reason that I don't even know. And this will make Kushina a little bit angry. Like a little bit angry, but at the same time, she'd be a little bit surprised because like he didn't like she thought he just did it on purpose or something. Like kill her sister on purpose. But he don't even know who her sister even is. And it was just like the nine-tailed fox. And this is how I heard too, so I mean it is crazy. And by the way, Naruto has 50% of the chakra now because he got 25% from Kushina. So basically all the chakra, but she's still alive, and he got 10% from Memba, and 15% for Mito, because Mito had 50% herself. So yeah, and this how it would go. And then Naruto would decide to just like get on all of them real quick. He would just be like, "So, Jiraiya, you know something? I actually want to tell you something. So, actually, the other day I got something called a summoning, right? And this is something called the summoning of. Actually, I won't even tell you because you don't deserve it. But let's say that they knew the toads or the frogs or whatever you want to call them, the toads, frogs, or whatever, and they was above them. But they told the frogs, here's their new summoning. Here's their new summoning, and and I'm now their boss basically. I'm now the toad's boss. And do you know what the other toad said? Try, he said, I'm the child of prophecy. Yeah, it's crazy. And everybody's mouth was just drop wide open. And immediately, Memo and Mito would just yell out saying, no, they're the child of prophecy and all that stuff. And Naruto, before getting on everybody else, he would just say, actually, I just want to show you all something. And then he would put, Tsunade in, in a Genjutsu, where she just keeps seeing her lover and her little brother die over and over and over again. And then, he put Jiraiya in there, and he would see Nagato die, and Mima die, and Mito die, and Kushina die, and Minato die, and over and over and over. Minato would just see Kushina die over and over, and Mima and Mito. But he cares about Naruto now. But like, Naruto didn't put it in there because he don't think that he cares about him. And Kushina, we would just put her under there Genjutsu, like whatever her worst, like what the worst experience of her life. So she's just gonna keep seeing her sister die over and over and over again. So her sister and Minato, that's what she's gonna see. So yeah, and she's gonna see her grandmother die. Mito. Just Mito's named after her grandmother. So yes, and then Naruto's gonna say, "Oh, so actually, let me. Do you think that's terrible? Now let me show you my childhood." And he would basically go on to show them his childhood, and all of them would cry even more on his childhood because how bad he was treated. Except Memo and Mito, because their literal evilness reincarnated. So, well, Naruto is technically evilness reincarnated too, but technically no one really knows that except for Naruto. And he would say, so what I did was I came here to get permission, Lord Hokage, to leave the village. And Minato still being able to be the Hokage, would say, no, Naruto. So you know what Naruto would do? He would just be like, oh, we want to play this game. Kono Matsukami. And he would say this before anybody would even know what he was doing. He would just activate shotgun. I said his shotgun. He would activate his Sharingan, and he would put all of them on Kono Matsukami, and he would wipe their memory from knowing they even had a Sharingan. And then he would say, um, hey, Lord Hokage, can I leave the village? And he would make him say yes. And Naruto would leave, and Minato, and when he wake back up, not wakes back up, but comes back to reality, he would now think that he just accidentally gave Naruto permission to leave the village for a month to train. Now, Naruto, what he would go do, he would go train with his summoning, and that's all I'm going to say because it's very, very powerful, and you don't know what it is. And one of his he trained with all of his summonings. He got a very powerful summon, but like he got some Herman summons too. So you should know who they are. Like it's pretty obvious if you watch my last couple of episodes, or if you watch this one and you saw how I just brought back somebody. I'm spoiling this too much. Um, so months pass, and this is how the fights go. So first fight, it's Neji versus Naruto, and Neji goes down there, and he just starts talking about his destiny and all that stuff. And then a couple minutes pass, and everybody's wondering where Naruto is. They're thinking like, we know he like is he? We know he's not scared because that's something that Naruto has never been in his entire existence and all of that stuff, and they'll be like, "Where is he?" And then Naruto would appear, and he would appear with bats, crows, black snakes, and all that stuff. He would just keep increasing the animals, like black crows, snakes, and all this stuff. He would appear on yeah, he would appear on a gigantic crow, and then there would be a lot of blood coming off of him, like just not like out of him, but it'd be like when he summoned, like when he appeared, blood was just falling down to the ground already. So it was just like he just got done killing somebody, which he did. But we're not gonna speak on that yet because it'll be important in the future. But now Naruto would say, "Hey, Neji, I know you did not just call me scared of you. That's something that I'll never be. Ex Kiba. Oh wait, I guess you can't." And then everybody would just be start bullying him off of that comment because like he seriously just killed Kiba and just like did not care. And then Itachi's watching this would start laughing. And Naruto. I don't know why he was saying, dude. But Naruto would decide, hey, let me, show these people a lesson, cause pretty sure I can kill you. And everybody at this comment there, everybody would just shut up. The Kage and everybody would bug, and then the person that starts the match, I think it's like the what's his name? It's the it's not the instructor. It's called like I forgot what his name is, but he would say, you can only kill him if he does not tap out for submission, or like you can only kill him before he gives up or taps out for submission. So Naruto would say, he would say, okay, well Neji, since I got a little bit of respect for you, I'll go easy on you. And then he remembered that he tried to kill Hinata. Flashback. Neji would try to kill Hinata. Naruto would easily, he would easily be down there before Neji even got close. Before any of the Jonin could react, Neji would start flying across the room into a wall, and then he would get pounded by Naruto so badly that like he would get taken to a next room, and it take him basically 2 weeks of the month to get healed back up. But he still won the match, so yeah. And Naruto would say, "Oh, never mind, I'm not going easy on you." And he would say, "Okay, Neji, come on, let's go." And the instructor guy would say, "Start." And immediately, Naruto would fly into the air, like on his bird, because he still had the bird out. He would fly up into the air, and as the bird disappears, he would say, "Summon." He would say, "Summon Haku." And like only people who went on the mission and Minato would know that name, but they wouldn't think it's Haku until out of nowhere Haku appears and he would say summon Zabuza, and he would summon Zabuza, and he would just as usual Zabuza already had the excursionist blade, but then he'll be like, Haku, actually I need to give you something, and the material that he used to make the gigantic spike thing to strike the three teams. He'll give Haku a sword made out of that material, so it's very harder than bedrock and all of that stuff. And they would just go and just like absolute ruin Neji. They wouldn't kill him, but they would cut off his arms and cut off his legs. He'd still be alive though. So they cut off, they stop the bleeding, but they cut off his arms and legs, so he's just a body and a head. And then Naruto would just say, "See, I went easy on you." And then he would go. Neji would get took to to the nursery room so he can get healed up and get his legs put back on. So because they got technology like that. Because Tsunade is there, but Tsunade can come down. She got to get down with with tuning exams. So all the fights go as canon except Gaara doesn't rage out because he beats Sasuke. Let's say he beats Sasuke, he's getting a massive buff. Let's say his power is around. I was gonna say the War Arc, but that's too powerful. I don't really know, but it's powerful. Let's say that his power is at least basically almost two. No, okay, yeah, basically a quarter of Naruto's power when he was leaving the academy because Naruto's already overpowered then. Sorry, I had to pause it. But yeah. So I think I left off on saying that Naruto was like, yeah, Naruto got done with his match, and then all the matches in his canon, and yeah, everybody was surprised at Naruto's performance, but they didn't really care because I think he's a demon, and Naruto would be like, okay, go upstairs. It kiss Watamari and Sasuke. And then, he's like, it feels weird calling Sasuke like Sasuke. Because I feel like being a girl, we should give him like something that like, okay, please don't hate me, but like, the name that I'm named after is the King of Weebs. So, his, bro, my little sister's crying. Hold on. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I just had to, quiet her down. I didn't touch her. I just picked her up and took her to my mother. But other than that, um, yeah. So Naruto would get kissed, and this would make all the boys and girls jealous because a lot of girls got crushes on Naruto. Only girl that doesn't have a crush on Naruto is Sakura and Mito, because we don't want that to be the ship. Anyone but those two. Literally anyone, but not her or her. But let's say all the matches go as canon. Gar will get defeated by Naruto by placing a seal on Gar. So that part where Gar rages out won't happen. And then yeah, Orochimaru tried to slip away, but like in the second to last match, and he tried to slip away. But as soon as he was about to move, Naruto would appear beside him and make sure to kill him himself because there's a reason he has to do this. But he would appear beside him and kill him himself. The reason he didn't kill him inside of the force of death was because that he decided like that it wasn't time yet because he wanted to see what the plan was, and then like he figured out when he put the seal on Gara because he got all of Gara's memories. But other than that, yeah, everything went to I was gonna say other than that, everything went to Kenny, but all the matches went to Kenny. Yeah. So in the finals, it's a 3-way 1v1. What's supposed to be a 3-way, but it's gonna be a 2v1 basically. It's gonna be Mema, Mito versus Naruto. Now, basically, let me explain. So Itachi always wanted to get Naruto out of this village. So he told Katsuki, Pain, Obito, and all of them, watch over Naruto. Like in the finals of the training exam and see how powerful he is. And if y'all think he's powerful enough, bring him into like Katsuki. Because he just said like he act like he didn't know him, but he obviously knows him. And he would say okay. And he would say like doing this, Naruto was just like the fight would begin. That's what I mean. And the entire Kachi was watching, and Minato was watching, and that was it. Because Orochimaru was dead. It still like he was low key alive, but he was dead, completely dead. And Naruto would say, Mima and Mito, like every single other person I ever fought, I went light on, except that one group and fought the Force of Death. But of the those people, I went light on. But you, oh no, you're about to die. And Minato hearing this would say, "New rule, no killing." And then Naruto would be like, "All right, okay, is that the only rule?" And then Minato, without thinking, he'd just be like, "Um, Naruto probably can't do anything anyway. He probably couldn't even kill him. Why do I even make the rule?" But I mean, say no, that's the only rule, Naruto. I'm like, and then Naruto's just like, "I hate, bro." That's okay. That's good. That's good. That's okay. That's okay. You play into my bait, though, Minato, and Minato would be like, "Oh, he just called me Minato." That's what he's thinking. He didn't even hear the part like with the bait, because he think he's moving up from Lord Hokage to Minato, then to father or something. But he's probably, but who knows? But Naruto would say, come on, bring me with your best shot," and Mima and Mito would both summon their respective summons. They would take out yeah, they would summon a toad and a slug because Mima got the toad and Mito got the slug from Tsunade, and Mima got the toad from Jiraiya, obviously. But well, he could have got it from his father Minato, but he got it from Jiraiya. And Naruto would be like, "Oh, I'm trying to play this game. He would summon Mamba, and they'd be like, "How do you have that contract?" Like that'd be Jiraiya and Tsunade. They'd be like, "How do you have that contract?" And Naruto would be like, "Oh, let me show you some other things." He'd be like summoning jutsu, and he would bring out they only had normal sized toes, like the thing like the first toe that we saw Jiraiya on, and Cannon. That's basically just like the toe and the slug that they had. So Naruto summoned giant Mamba, he summoned the giant slug, and he summoned the gigantic toe Gamma Bunta, and they were like. How can he keep all these summons at one time, and how did he even get them? So basically, they're all shocked, and then Naruto was like, "Oh, that's not it. His like wood style, wood and golem." And he's like, then he put that around. He put that around a slug, and then he'd say, he'd say, what is it called again? Hold on, I forgot what it's called. He would say Susano. He'd say Susano, and he would put that around the Mamba, and then on the last one, he would say, we'd say, Nine Tails style, Nine Tails avatar, and he would put that around Gamabuta, and this was massively boost their stats. And then Naruto would say, "Now, King of Summonings," and after he would just like raise his hand up to the sky, and then a dragon and a phoenix would both pop out like this, and that'd be everything would just like basically all the summons on the ground would be covering one side of the ring, and all the dragons and stuff would be on his scene, on his side of the ring too. And Naruto would be like, you know what? I don't even need this stuff, and he just deactivate it all like with a snap. And anybody and like Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Minato, and all of they'd be scared. They'd be like they'd be too scared to even end the match yet. They want to end the match so badly, but they frozen in place. Everybody's frozen except Mema and Mito. Like everybody's frozen except the rookie nine, and a lot of the villagers because they don't know how powerful it actually is. And by the time Minato and all of them break out the trance, they're all thinking we gotta stop this match immediately. And but like they're like actually, never mind, let's not stop this fight. I think Minato could win. So Naruto's just like actually, so they won't stop the fight. Let's give them a chance really quick. Let's just pretend something. And Naruto would just he would just start letting them beat him like over. He just start letting them beat them, and man, he would see who would cheer. Minato would not cheer for them. He would just like he was the only person that wasn't cheering. Everybody else in the crowd except Sasuke and everybody on his team, Sasuke, Tamaria, Gaara, and all that. They would not talk. But everybody else, like all the villagers, Tsunade, what's her name, Kushina, Jiraiya, all of those people, even the instructor would, start cheering for them. And to Naruto would say, "Oh, that's all you got?" And he would say, "Gravity seals." And then he put his arms in an X shape, and he would take all of his gravity seals off, and he would have his gravity seals at 10. And the max, I'm pretty sure there's no max. You're gonna have enough chakra to sustain it. So Naruto would just become way faster, but no one would notice because he's done it still. And Naruto would say, "Summoning jutsu," and he wouldn't put no hands out. And they'd be really confused, cause like when he summoned Gamabutsu, he bit his thumb and summoned every single one of those. But now he just didn't summon anything. Like he just didn't use any hands, and they were surprising. They were surprised because he didn't use hand signs, but he never actually needed to do it anyway. So he would use that, and he would summon Orochimaru. The sound for the guy named Caleb who control the plastic that's like, iron and all this stuff, or titanium, whatever. And he would summon, Zabuza and Haku. He would summon all of those people, and they would just have no weapons, but they would start to thump on everybody. Like he revived everybody. And they practically revived. The only thing is they can't do anything else but follow his order. So so Orochimaru told Kabuto and all the sound them just to hop down there, and they just start jumping and Mito like absolutely stomping them out, and that was the only way. Like, that was the only thing. And that was the only thing that made Minato tick, and he just stopped the match. And Kushina was over there thinking that they still stand a chance. She was like, "Minato, why do you do that?" And then Minato, first time ever, he would get mad. He'd be like, "No, that's not the way. There's not, bro. They were not gonna win that fight. And also, why are you trying to do this to our son?" And she was like, "What son? I only have one son, and she doing it on purpose." And Naruto was like, And I don't even care. Did I win this? And then the instructor were like, I guess, but like, can I get an autograph? And then he'd be like, and I would type like, oh, why not? I'm really, why they're yelling? Why they're yelling? Let's go ahead. And he just give him an autograph because he really does not care. And the guy would be very thankful. And then Naruto would be like, so how'd you like that performance? And Minato would look up, wondering who was Naruto talking to him, and be like, you hear me? How did you like the performance? And then Kashi just appear beside Naruto and just be like, oh, it's pretty nice. So it'd be all six pains and all that stuff, but it'd be like they all be in the sky, just they all have genjutsu for them. The only person that like wouldn't have it is Akashi. Is no, not, Itachi would have it because basically everybody don't know he in Akashi, but only Minato does because Itachi still fights for his village. Actually, never mind. Minato does not even know that he's in Akashi because um Itachi doesn't tell him because he betrayed Naruto and all that stuff. So yeah, and they would say Naruto, we like that so much that we would like to bring you into the Akatsuki. They would pick up Gaara, they would pick up Naruto, and they would just and they pick up all of Naruto's techniques. So basically, the sound for Orochimaru, Zabuza, all of them, except the sound ninjas. The sound ninjas and Kabuto would just run the village. That's what Orochimaru said. And now everybody in everybody's in a hideout except Gar. He's getting his tail beast distracted. It's gonna be some just how he gets his power anywhere. Getting his tail beast distracted. But Naruto found a way for him to survive because he actually cool with Gara. And let's say this time skip 3 days when they got the tail beast out of him, and now they can actually talk. They sent Gara back to the Sand Village, but now Naruto can actually talk, and he would say, "So the Akatsuki, yeah, I'm guessing that's your names." And then they'd be like, everybody would be like, "Yes," and Naruto would be like, "Take off the genjutsus," and then they'd be like, "Oh, so you're pretty sharp." And then just be like, I guess we'll take them off. And Naruto would immediately identify every single person here. Like, so you got Itachi, you got you got Kisame, you got Deidara, Sasori, you have wait, is that Kakazu? Hidaime? Wait, is that Pain, otherwise known as Naruto? But it's really not Pain, it's Pain's old friend. Conan is here too? And wait, who's this masked man? Wait, are you Madara Uchiha? I'm not actually following for a trap man. I know you're not Madara Uchiha. You're just a guy. I'm not gonna expose your identity to everyone, but I know who you actually are. Step back and get out of my way. And then everybody be surprised if they just figured out their identity, especially Obito, because Obito is like, oh, this kid is just good. I mean, like, I'm glad we actually got him. And Naruto be like, actually, let me go do something really quick. I need a power boost. And Naruto would do what Shisui said. The disgusting thing to eat his eyeball to get all of his powers. No. Naruto already had Kono Masukami, like I said. He used it on Minato, Jiraiya, and all of them. But doing this, he would get something new. Instead of actually being able to use Kono Masukami every single 5 years, because, that's what Shisui was able to do. He would be able to do it every single Kano Masukami, he'd be able to do it every single 5 minutes. Because this is a very overpowered genjutsu, and if he wanted it to be, it'd be infinite Kano Masukami if he wanted it. But that's not what he's gonna do. Uh, so this video is about to hit an hour. I'm probably gonna leave it here. It's at 58 minutes, and I would like to say thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. So don't forget to give 25 likes. And let's see if I can get to 100 subscribers by next week. And I'm just saying, everybody got to subscribe. And if they do that, I don't know. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Oh yeah, and one more thing. Make sure that you comment down below because I look at every single comment and I like most of them. Well, I like every single one of them. But like some of them, I just don't comment. I don't like reply to because I don't reply to it immediately, but I'll come back and I will reply to it. So make sure you go down there in the comments and you um make sure you go down in the comments and you do what? Oh no, you just comment down there in the comments. It just please don't comment a hate comment. Just do something funny, I guess.